another graphic novel review powered by the Nerd Store. Today, we're gonna hit Civil War by Marvel.
Yeah, Ricky and I, we were discussing about how there have been so many comics that have came out and will come out, and we thought, hey, why don't we actually talk about the ones that we would consider the best of the best? And so, Ricky put it to the test because Captain America Civil War will be coming out soon, so why don't we review Civil War to see if this big giant Marvel event is worth a read. Okay, Ricky, so tell me, what is the plot of Civil War?
Well, that's a good question. Basically, it starts with the Superhero Registration Act. And this is something the government is pushing to have all the superheroes. If you want to be a superhero, fine, but we need to know your secret identity. We need to know what your power is. We need to train you ourselves, and then you'll basically be a S.H.I.E.L.D. employee or whatever. You'll get vacation, you'll get benefits.
Ooh.
It's nice, cushy, right?
Okay.
So some heroes are for that, some heroes think it's a great idea, some heroes are not willing to give up that.
What are some of the characters that are in Civil War?
Well, obviously the most important ones are Captain America and Iron Man. They are each the leader of their own group that is warring against each other, and some of the more important superheroes on each side. For Captain America, you've got Giant Man, you've got Luke Cage. Iron Man, you've got Reed Richards and Hank Pym, who help him kind of mastermind his plan. Spider-Man goes from one side to the other, along with the rest of the Fantastic Four. There are a couple of others that are important too, but I think it's more interesting that some of them don't pick a side, at least at first.
Okay.
The X-Men, for example, totally sitting it out, playing a Switzerland in this one. They don't.
Pansies.
Well, they don't want any more negative publicity for mutants. They already kind of have their own registration thing problem going on, I'm sure. So they sit this one out. You don't see a lot of X-Men action at all.
No Magneto.
No Magneto, no Wolverine, no Professor X.
Alright, okay.
Even though Professor X is on the cover of the first issue, it doesn't actually show up in the event, so that's interesting.
Treachery.
So Doctor Strange is another one who kind of just sits the whole thing out.
Yeah.
Rather than choose a side and use his awesome Sorcerer Supreme powers to wipe out one of the other sides, he goes on a 40-day fast and just hopes that it goes well.
What, does he feel that he's too good for the other characters right now, the other superheroes?
He's kind of overpowered, so I mean, literally a snap of his fingers, he could probably kill one of the sides altogether, and a lot of heroes could do that, but he sits it out personally because he doesn't feel like it would be a fair fight.
Ego check, definitely.
Just another one, and there are a few others, such as Black Panther, who they don't want to get involved at the beginning, but when it gets hairy, they jump in.
Okay. All right. So whose side does he choose?
So he goes with Captain America.
Attaboy. Okay.
Yeah, but you can tell we both kind of pull for it. And that's kind of what makes it fun too, is aside from the action of superheroes pounding on each other and having an awesome fight, you get to keep track of each individual character and what makes them want to go to one side, what makes them change their minds. That part of it is a lot of fun. So.
Okay. For our viewers that don't already know this from all the hints, but which side did you choose?
I was Team Captain America all the way until the end.
Okay, why is that?
I only say that because the ending made it kind of hard to still be Team Captain America because you kind of lost.
All right. Yeah, you don't want to be on the loser side. Understandable.
Yeah, it was complicated, and it was good because, you know, these two disagreed on a big point, so they fought, but in the end, they kind of changed the issue around. They shed a new light on the issue that they weren't really fighting in the end over registration. It became just kind of a big ego battle, and Captain America realized that, and so he tapped out of the fight, basically. He called it off.
All right. So, in your opinion, I mean, I understand that you're on Captain's side, but after reading the story, do you feel that it was a good ending, that it fit the story?
I kind of don't. Okay. I kind of would have liked to see a cooler ending. In my mind, I think it would have been cool had one of the two, Captain America or Iron Man, actually died, and then maybe that brings everyone together again, and they can just find a better solution than what they went with. In the end, Iron Man pretty much got his way. He got to reform the whole superhero business. The Registration Act held up, so everyone has to turn in their secret identity or be outlaws. And it just felt a little bit too clean cut. I think it would have been fun to have more of a, maybe even left it hanging in the ending, so we can kind of decide what we think should have happened. But at the same time, you know, the editors have to keep the continuity, so you can never stray too far. for these guys.
So again, Iron Man just gets his way. It's been like 40 years and he still does. Anyways,
Yeah.
so as we said in the beginning, Captain America Civil War will be coming out next year. So why would our viewers want to pick up this book? Why do you think this would be profitable for them?
Well, I think regardless of the movie coming out next year, it is a good read. It's fun. There's not many times you get to see superheroes facing each other. Usually it's like some mind control gimmick that they throw in. But this time it's cool because it's a real ideological difference between them that actually drives them apart. And it's cool. People die. It's pretty high stakes, and it's a lot of fun to just keep track of all these characters. If you watch the movie without reading it, you're not going to be any worse for the wear. I'm sure they're not going to follow it too closely because we're missing like 20 of the characters that are important for it, you know?
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, no Hulk that we know of, no Black Panther yet, no Doctor Strange, no. And Spider-Man's going to be in it, but how much can he really do? Because it's going to be a new actor, he's going to be young and everything. So I think it's a good read. I don't think you need to read it for the movie, but if you do, it'll be fun to kind of spot the similarities and differences as you go watch.
All right. And last question, Ricky. On a grade, what would you rate this?
I give it about a B. It's a lot of fun to read, but at the end of the day, it might not be the most intriguing story as far as the underlying messages go. I mean, it's a good look into what public opinion would do for superheroes. What would happen if the government really took a hand in what superheroes do. So it's interesting in that way, but I think it could have been cooler, maybe. So B-ish.
Okay. Yeah. Well, everyone, this comic came out in 2007, so the good news is about that is you can pretty much pick that up anywhere, but the Nerd Store, they do have a lot of copies of this, so if you want to check them out on Facebook, ask for a copy, they'll be more than happy to ship it out to you. Thanks for watching this review of Civil War, the Marvel event. Check us out on Twitter at Craving_Comics, and we are on Facebook as well at Craving Comics. And then if you have any questions, any comments, you can also email us at cravingcomics@gmail.com. So signing off, this is Brett Duke.
And Ricky Andresen.